Carsington Water Reservoir. That is in Derbyshire, in Britain, in the middle of England. In general, in Britain there's enough water. In some regions there's more, in some less. In the north is more than in the south. And for example, in Wales there's more water taken, almost all, out of surface water from the rivers and lakes. Further to the southeast, where the most people are living, that is mostly taken from groundwater outfield. And sometimes during the summer, during drought, there can be too little. And so things like Carsington Water Reservoir were built. The planning of it started already in the 60s. And then there were some construction problems. There were bacteria living inside of a built dam, which were creating an acid, which was attacking the material out of which the dam was built. But the people learned a lot about the geochemicals and so on, and now the dam was built and then finished, and in 1992 inaugurated by Queen Elizabeth II. And now it cost £107 billion, but it helped, for example, in 1995 and in 1996 to help when there was in the Severn Trent region too little water to have water there. There's the River Derwent going down, and at Emberton there's water taken off in the winter. There's plenty of water, and over a 10 kilometers long aqueduct of pipe the road over to the Carsington Reservoir, and then in the summer when there's too little, back into the River Derwent, so that when there isn't enough water, then further downstream a little eaten by Derbyshire, that where the water can be abstracted again. And it also prevents when there is flooding at the River Derwent, because if there's too much water, it can be taken out. And if there's too little, put in again. And people can go there as tourists. The book is saying 1 million per year to the Carsington Water Reservoir, which would be 3,000 people a day. They're doing water sports and fishing and things like that. And that is according to Geography by Jane Ferretti and Brian Gressley on the page 12 and 13. The positions and views expressed are the ones of the source that don't necessarily align with my own or with the ones of the entity spoken.
Hi, welcome. I'm trying to learn civil engineering. Today, water supply and demand in Britain. And after we've done it, we're going to do stretching. And if you participate in the stretching, then it's going to be honest. Water supply and demand in Britain. There is plenty of water to supply the population of Britain. Okay, water is there to supply it to the people in Britain. However, there is more water in areas of low population density, such as Scotland and northwest England, than there is in the south and east, where most people live. Okay, most people are living in the southeast around London, and there's more water in Scotland. The map shows that Welsh water abstracts by far the most water, and that largely this is surface water, reservoirs and rivers. Now first, so something is in Wales. There's someone abstracting something. I hope I explain that word somewhere, because it is a key word, an important word, and I don't know what I want with it. It abstracts, someone is abstracting something. And that largely this is surface water, reservoirs and rivers. So there is surface water, and that would be reservoirs and rivers. So water at the surface. You understand that? The map shows that Welsh water abstracts by far the most water, and that largely this is surface water. So most water of Wales is surface water in reservoirs and rivers. Now, who can abstract something? Key, total abstraction, million liters a day. 2000, 1000, groundwater and surface. Okay, the green part is groundwater and the blue part is surface water. So here in the Severn Trent region, there is almost half of groundwater, somewhere out of caves, I don't know, from springs up, I guess, from springs up, and the other half almost from rivers and reservoirs. And in Wales, there's almost everything from surface, from reservoirs and rivers. Now, I get abstraction must mean something like water taken out, the water taken, water. Why abstract? I'm going to look up what it means. On the other hand, Southern, Anglian and Wessex abstract much less water and rely on groundwater supplies for up to 75%. Here, Anglian and Wessex, did we say, and Southern? And Southern, they're having way more out of the ground, not so much out of rivers. these companies supply. So what is the name? What are the other names of the companies? I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe that the company has the name Yorkshire. Or maybe that is the administrative name. It is the administrative zone, but it is not the name of a company. Or these companies supply 3 of the most densely populated areas of the country. We understand what we mean. The company or the region, the administrative zone, or whatever of the engineer, maybe that is the name, and of Wessex and Southern, they have to supply to the most people living, because most people of the United Kingdom are living here. And that water comes mostly out of springs, out of the ground. In hot and dry summer, some water companies find it difficult to supply all their customers. Okay, they said in Britain there's plenty of water, but maybe it's in some hot and dry summers where it can get difficult to get enough water together. All of them are worried about how they will meet future demands. Okay, and in general, the companies or the people living in Britain or other people might be possibly a bit worried about how they maybe in the future get all the water. The demand for water is steadily growing. That is the reason, because the water demand is growing, but the rainfall is not necessarily increasing. Is that what we're saying? Maybe in the next part, let's read on. So the demand are increasing, is prognosed like that, as more houses are built and industry expands. So industry is using more water and more houses are built. More people living there, needing more water. People are using more and more water at home in washing machines and dishwashers for cleaning the car and watering the garden. And the people are using more water, not just to drink, but also to water the plants in the garden, to clean the car, to wash the dishes with a machine, and to wash the clothes with a machine. Industries to use more water every year, and industries also. Supplying enough water in the future could be a problem, especially if global warming brings longer, hotter and drier summers. Okay, they are saying here that it is prognosed that the summers are getting hotter and drier, and if the people also increase the demands and also the industry, that then maybe it could get a little less plenty of water supply in Britain. Attempts to solve the problem include, okay, what's the name of it? The problem said here was that there could be maybe in the future not enough water, or already in hot and dry summers, and they're saying maybe how to handle these problems would be building new reservoirs such as Carsington Water in Derbyshire and Kielder Water in Northumberland. Okay, somewhere did they build it. In Derbyshire did they build Carsington, somewhere is Derbyshire, and in Northumberland did they build the Kielder Water. Here we have the example of Derbyshire. So that's the first thing, building new reservoirs to get more water. Reducing the amount of water lost due to leaking pipes. This is over 25% in some areas. Are it just some areas like there's one example where once 25% were leaked, or is it a general? Okay, with our words, we can't do anything with that number. It could be that there was just one time 25% leaking. It could be that there maybe even over half of our pipelines are leaking a quarter. Somewhere in between these margins is not what's said here. So we can't do anything with that number, what we just said here. Not the tiniest bit. Constructing a national water grid, similar to the electricity grid. So water can be transferred from areas with a plus to areas with a shortage or deficit. Okay, the next idea is then, the third idea is to construct a water grid, so to say that water from areas where there's a lot of water is transported to areas with less water. And the other idea is persuading people to use less water. Okay, 4 ideas. First one is to close all the leaks so that water is not going away. The other idea is that people are using less water if it's possible. The next idea is to make a construction thing, whatever, that water is sent from areas with surplus to areas with deficit. And the next idea is to build new reservoirs. Case study, Carsington Water, Derbyshire. We don't have time left. If you were here for civil engineering, you can go directly to the next part of civil engineering. If you stay here and participate in the stretching, then it's better you have the feet centered together, open with one foot and the other foot, with the heels, and the toes, and the toes. And back in again, toes, heels, heels. And up again. Legs to the sides, leaving the arms up. And out go to the side. In and up. Out over to the other side. In. Out and down. And in. Out, one hand slides down the leg. Again in. Out, one arm over. Breathe in and out the rib cage. Out and back. Again in. Out over to the other side. Again in. Out, one arm over. Breathe in and out the rib cage. And out and back. In the arms up. And out go to the side. In. And out to the other side. In. Out and down. And shoulder circles. Back, up, in front, and down. And again in front. Up, back, and down. In the shoulders up. Out, let them fall down. In and up. Out and down. And the arms up. And reach always with one arm high up. Tend to take an apple, hanging high on an apple branch, to turn it a bit around it when to house it. And relax to the sides, the arms to the sides, with a reef in. And out, go to one side. In middle. Out to the other side. In middle. And out, lean onto the knees. Reef again in. Out, one arm front. Again back. And the other one front. And back. And out and hanging down. Reef again in. And out over to one leg. Again in. Out over to the other leg. Reef again in. Out into the middle. And close the feet again. Reef again in. And out. Again in. And out comes long above, round back, up at the top of backwards. Shoulder go. The feet to the outside, in the arms up. And out and down. Elbows against the inside of the knees. Reef in and straighten up. And out and come with the leg up. Reef again in. And out and down. In and straighten up. And out comes slowly in one straight line up. Hands again down. Have a good standing leg. The heel of a mobile leg on top of a knee of a standing leg. Breathe in. And out and we're going down. And up again. Change. Our heel on top of a knee of a standing leg. Breathe in. And out and down. Again up. Legs to the sides, breathing it out. And out, out with chest to the sky. In. Out. And up around, in and up. Out. In. Out. In and close the legs. And out. That was stretching. I thank you very much.